There is a season of normalcy, of things staying the same, where there's predictability and security, and you feel steady, solid, and sure in how things in your life and in the world are going to play out. And you may be waiting or longing for that season of life to happen, and yet you know, deep within you, that change is permanent, it's constant, and that's likely the only thing that you can rely on. So now is the time for all of us to begin to reorient into that steady, solid, and unchanging sense on the inside. That place that is sure, clear, and confident. It's common to have these vacillations, between the ego of one day you feel like you're on top of the world, and the next day you want to crawl in your bed and put the covers over your head. I'm with you in that. And yet, there is again that drumbeat or something that's deeper calling so many of us to start to actually reorient in terms of our attachment, our connection. You can think of it like the plug that we place into what's happening all around us as our source, not just of identity, but really it's around security. And security is something that many of us have grown really comfortable and familiar with. I'm here to raise my hand with you. For perhaps life has been fairly easy and predictable, and you relish the idea that you can count on things to be seamless and comfortable on a daily basis. Yet there is this broader call that is happening right now. And you can probably feel it within you, even if it's just like a little bit of an itch on the inside, that you are not called to be comfortable. You are not called to just stay within the zone of what's predictable and certain for yourself. And to take that big step outside of your comfort zone can feel really scary and overwhelming. And this is where there's a key element that's missing for so many of us right now. Is when we start to see change as only individualized. It's something that I need to do, personal transformation. You may even feel where it kind of starts to rub up against an edge that's, again, a little bit uncomfortable and raw. For when it's all about you and you making the changes that you need in your life to improve your life, yes, there is a part of each of us that longs for that level of change. But what would it be like if you knew that you were part of something beyond yourself? Something that was bigger and broader and wiser and even deeper and richer, more full. And that your individual change was starting to move the meter in terms of the consciousness of humanity. First of all, it could be such an alleviation of the burden that many of us carry on our shoulders to somehow perfect and improve ourselves, which is an endless cycle. What might it be like to know that the micro changes you make can have a real big impact in terms of elevating the consciousness of our humanity? And that is the truth. That is the truth. That your consciousness shifts the consciousness of our world and of those you are in relationship with. But it's not about exactly the outcome. It's actually about the shift that you start to make on the inside from seeing it and perceiving it as your own personal burden to alleviate, to make yourself better, versus something that is part of a collective interweb, a cosmic intersection, that somehow the strand that you focus on for your own healing starts to have a ripple effect out through the world. And what you do for yourself is not only for yourself, it is for something that is beyond you. And then it does not need to be an insurmountable, overwhelming change, a complete overhaul of your life. Instead, is there one thing, perhaps one way, that you can elevate your consciousness and actively and intentionally focus on the one thing that you shift so that it starts to become a ripple effect around you. That automatically will shift that inner pressure of the need to make yourself better, or even that sense of inner criticism or not feeling like you're enough, or that you'll never get to the end goal of somehow reaching the echelon of consciousness. That's not what it's about. For a lot of those levels have an elusive quality to them. We end up chasing them for the sake of reaching an end goal, where really it's about the movement along the way, the journey that you've committed to. What might it be like if instead of looking in the mirror for ways to perfect and improve, it started, yes, with self-acceptance, a form of deep inner compassion, but then it wasn't even about making anything about yourself any better. Instead, the goal, the end result, is on how your heart starts to become purified, how you begin to live from a deep well within, that cracked open heart, a clear mind, a steady and solid soulful source, higher consciousness within yourself. And often the pathway to that alignment within starts with a yes, a surrendered, open-hearted, willing yes. It doesn't mean it changes overnight. It is the daily yes, though, to be your part of the broader puzzle, your strand in the cosmic wheel, your spark in the divine and quantum universe that is committed to say yes, to become brilliant, to be fully conscious, to be awake, to be whole. And then the layers fall off about anything to improve or to make better, or to somehow adjust about yourself. Instead, it's already there waiting for you. It's already there waiting for you. And your yes is your most powerful tool. Your yes is the catalyst for consciousness. And so as we look toward this new year, what would it be like to lead with a yes? A yes that is not for anyone else or anything other than your yes for you and your yes for the broader you, the collective you that is part of elevating the whole. One of the greatest gifts that any of us can ever give ourselves and one another is a wholehearted yes. It's a yes to be alive, a yes to be here, fully here, a yes to be conscious.